Today's video we'll be talking about destroyer guns. Now this is a topic that's very similar to light cruiser guns in the sense that a lot of these guns perform very similarly. When it comes to these kind of guns, there's multiple ways to look at it, but most importantly, the biggest takeaway is going to be the mods, because the armor modifiers are what's going to decide whether a gun is good or not. If it's not that good, then it can be saved depending on how fast it is to proc torpedo barrages or all-out assaults. There's also a lot of things to consider, so keep in mind that unlike the other videos I've done, like large cruiser guns and the battleship guns, when a gun has lower damage output, it's not as what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not as huge in difference compared to other guns. It's very minuscule in difference. So with that being said, let's get right into it, because there's a couple of DD guns I want to talk about in particular that are like, it can be good, it can be bad, or whatever. So there's that. Anyway, so we got this from Research 5, the prototype twin 130mm model 1936 main gun mount. The DD gun meant for Harbin because it's from Research 5. And it's as follows. So 35 firepower, 14 by 6 on damage, 1.73 on the volley, 3 by 2 shells, so shoots 3 waves of 2, 125 coefficients to 148, which is really high. And the ammo typing is 155 and 25. So this gun right here, I don't think it's the best gun, mainly because, like I told you guys, ammo typing is not like the best here. So you have to keep that in mind. But it definitely is a decent gun to get, because 35 firepower is the highest one as of right now, along with the baguette gun, which I'll talk in a bit, and the Tashkent gun, which I'll also talk in a bit. This gun right here is actually not that bad for some of your boats, because it has pretty good damage for firepower, and the stats are good for secondaries on battleships, so that's good there. And also, some boats can use it as a secondary for like DPS, like light cruisers can and heavy cruisers can. So it's not that bad. It also has 10 anti-air as well too. That's also one of the nice things about it. I'm pretty sure I did a review on this gun. I'm not sure what I said about it. It's been so long now, but I don't think this gun's like that great compared to its counterpart. But it's definitely not that bad. Not like the worst though. So I'll probably put it like in the middle ground right now. The mods are pretty low though. Don't get me wrong, like very low. Compared to the best guns nowadays, this is the medium isn't like the far off, but the heavy armor and the light armor is like, yeah. But I don't think it's the worst gun now. I think it's like probably like top 3, top 4, probably top 4 or top 3. Anyway, it's not a bad gun though, but it's not like the best gun. It's not that bad though. So personally for me, I don't think this gun has a spread as of right now. Well, I could have made one, but I didn't really make one, so I'm gonna say, so once we put all this stuff in, hopefully covers properly. So we got this new update again on the Excel spreadsheet. Shout out to my boy Ven once again. He made color coding this time, so we have SSR and stuff right here. Campaign wise, now this isn't the best. Again, these mods aren't the best for campaign, because it's low medium, has decent light, which is good, but like not, you want a good mix of light and medium when it comes to campaign mob gun. So I give this, it has anti-air as well too though. That's the thing. It's not that bad. It has some really high coefficients as well too. I'll give it a B. I think B is a fair place to put these guns at. It's not like the worst, so I'll put it there. Bossing, I give it a probably B minus, because again, bossing content nowadays is like heavy or medium, very rarely on, or mostly medium, but very rarely on light. And medium isn't the best mods, but has pretty decent coefficients, so we'll give it a B minus. OS, probably B minus as well too. Again, it's not that bad because it has 35 firepower on it, which is really good. So people that are lacking like a 35 firepower gun, if you don't have baguette guns or you don't have Tashkent guns, this is actually a good option to have for other ships that could use DD guns as like a secondary or something. So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I think there's a fair rating. I'm pretty sure I said this in my review video like a while back, but Definitely is the worst. This is the gun you would use for Harbin though, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and put this in the assigns and then go back to grading. So that's one of the newer ones. I didn't really experiment too much with that gun, so I could have made one, but whatever. Alright, the next gun I want to talk about is going to be this one right here, the single 127mm 5-inch 38 MK30. I think right here, if you are a veteran player, you would like this gun a lot, because this is one of our earliest best in slot guns we could have gone for a destroyer. Yeah, it was just that good. It has a simple spray pattern like that. 25 angle, is kind of weird, but what can you do about it? But honestly, it wasn't that bad of a gun. Personally, was not. So 25 firepower, 15x3 undamaged, 1.06 seconds per volley, 25 angle on the spread, 3x1 shell. So again, shoots one at a time. 125 to 130 coefficients, and the ammo typing is 120, 60, 60. So these mods are really good. Like, this is the reason why this gun is like so good, even though it has like a terrible projectile amount, I guess, is because the ammo typing is really, really good, and the coefficient is also very, very good as well too. So like you can see from this gun right here that we were talking about earlier, the Harbin's gun, right? Even though it has like 35 firepower, it has well, doesn't even win damage as well too. It has really good coefficients. Like it's really, really good. Like, this is amazing right here compared to this right here. But this one has like more ammo, so that's like the big difference. But again, this is like for how cheap it is to get this, because you get it at 3.2. It's really, really solid. Like, this is actually like probably the best early game gun you get for destroyer, because it's so easy accessible. It's at 3.2. 3.2 you can also farm like hell divers and stuff. It's actually a really, really good map. So personally, I think this gun is great because it's really, really budget friendly. Like, it's really, really budget friendly. You get this really, really early into the game, and it's just, it sticks with you until you have like better DD guns in the game. But even by then, you probably be sticking to this gun for a while until you get to, like, Tashkent guns and baguette guns or whatever. So it's actually a really, really good gun. So personally, I say for a campaign, I give this a solid B. Farming, it's not the worst, but I say it's definitely not the best either. We give it a B minus. And bossing, I give it a B minus, mainly because even though this gun does lack some stats compared to other DD guns for like secondaries, because you wouldn't want to use it for secondaries, and there's way better options out there for secondaries on like USS battleships and some cruisers out there. It's still decent for some damage output. It's very, very fast. Again, fast guns means more procs on torpedo barrages and stuff like that, right? So it's actually not that bad. Even though it's a purple tier, it's actually one of the best purple tier DD guns in the game by far. Still stood the test of time after all these years. Still solid. I think this rating is fair. I could have given it a C, but I feel like this gun is just way too good for its value. Easy accessible, and it's purple tier, so you don't have to invest too much purple plates into it. It's solid. Definitely is solid. I'm a big fan of this gun. I used this gun so many times when I was a new player. I used it for like a year or two, easily. One of my favorite guns in the game for destroyers, if not my favorite. The next gun we'll be talking about is now I could talk about the French gun. This is like another variation of it, but we'll be skipping this gun. This gun is actually not that bad. It's the older generation of the baguette gun, but we'll talk about the baguette guns because it's much easier there. Right, everyone's favorite gun. This is my favorite gun for destroyers, absolute favorite. When it comes to like actual like non-budget guns, this right here is king. The single 138.6mm MLE 1926, the baguette guns, the first introduction of a must farm gear in all of Azur lane, because this gun came out during Iris of Light and Dark, which was one of the earliest events in the game. It was a Generation 1 event, and it was the first ever gun where people had to farm it. You just had to farm it. Really good gun. Really good gun. So what makes this gun so good is, there's a lot of reasons why, but I'll go ahead and explain it. Let's type this all in. So 35 firepower, that's a given. Really powerful here. 15 by 1 on the ammo typing, so one straight line right here. Very, very good. Very tight as well too, compared to like the previous gun we talked about, which had an angle of 25. This one has an angle or a spread of 15. Very, very tight. The rate of fire is 1.6 per volley, not that bad. And again, the volley is 5 times 1, so just 5 shells in a straight line, kind of. Coefficients are pretty low though. It's at 125 by 148 as the usual SSR gear. 110, 130 here, kind of low, but it has really good ammo typing. 120, 60 by 60. So what makes this gun so good compared to like the previous gun right here is that even though this gun right here has higher coefficients, this gun has 2 more bullets. Even though this is faster, it has 10 more firepower. When you're shooting this tight and you have 5 bullets, they're pretty much all going to connect. And that's what makes this gun so good. Because even though it lacks on coefficient compared to the other DD guns that I'll be talking about, it shoots 5 bullets. And that spread right here is really tight. You're pretty much going to hit your target unless it's like a humanoid boss. If it's a humanoid boss, you're probably going to miss some of it. But even then, like if you're going to miss some of those, this is going to miss as well too. So this is really good. It has 5 shells in a straight line. This what makes this gun so good, and it's to this very day a nasty gun. Still my personal favorite. Really high mods across the board. 120, 60, 60. Solid options. Good for pretty much any HG and some heavy armored content as well too. Still really good for medium as well too. You can pretty much toss this on any ship and still be perfectly fine. Even if it isn't the best DD gun to use in in that scenario, overall it's such a really good gun. I can't say anything wrong with it. It's just super clean, really good gun. So campaign wise, I definitely give this gun an A. Straight line this does massive amounts of damage, dude. Can't go wrong with it. Bossing, probably give this an A too. I'm being very biased here, but hey, it is a very good gun here. Very good gun. I just can't think of anything wrong with it. It's just it has low coefficients, but like it makes up for it by just having 2 more extra shells. It's just too good. Way too good. Right. The next ship we have, or next ship, the next gun we have on the list is going to be this gun right here. So this is the first introduction of blue gear, the single 76mm 3-inch 50 caliber gun. So this is a very unique gun. Use this gun because it shoots. It's a terrible gun for damage for the most part. It's 12 damage, 7 by 1, 0.6 second, 0.67 volley, 5 spread, 1 by 1 shells, 120 coefficients. Ammo typing is 160 and 20. Overall, this gun is terrible. Use this gun primarily on DDs that need some kind of torpedo barrage. The good examples as of right now is KimoCheese, Kazagumo, and Ayanami. As of right now, those are the best ships to use this gun for because they have some kind of torpedo barrage. So you want to use as much shooting as possible. So rate of fire is very important here. That's why this gun is really good, because when we go over here, we sort by reload, I think. And there it is. The fastest gun available as of right now for just proccing as much torpedo barrages as possible, or torpedo assaults. That's why this gun is very good. So overall rating for this gun, let's go over here, if I can type correctly. Alright, campaign. Now, if you're using this on a DD gun, or on a DD that needs this gun, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. We'll give it a B minus. I think this is very niche when it comes to using it for those specific things. Now, here's the kicker. Bossing and OS. This gun is very good because the ships that need these guns, Kazagumo and KimoCheese, are very good. Kazagumo buffs. KimoCheese is a really solid DD with torpedo barrages. These are ships that are very good. for endgame content. So solely because they are really important ships, and this is the best in slot gun for those ships, we're giving both OS and bossing an A ranking because those ships are just that good. Here's the overall ranking so far for these guns. Not that bad, not that bad. Let's go ahead and go to the next gun right here. The Twin 100mm Type 98. So this is a very weird gun. Personally, I was never a big fan of this gun. I think it had a model change as well too. It looks like something else, like a little bit more broader or something. Personally, never a big fan of this gun. 15 firepower, 30 anti-air, 12x4 on the damage, 0.96 on the volley, 2x2 on shells, 110 to 130 on coefficients, and ammo typing is 150 and 20. It's very, very low. It's very, very minuscule. So, personally, to me, I think you would pretty much only use this gun for like mobbing because it has really tight, like very, very tight angle, but it just doesn't excel at anything. The only reason I can think of is like if you have like a massive target for an enemy. But even then, it's like there's just so much better choices out there. I'm just not a big fan of this gun. I'm pretty sure like this gun right here definitely isn't the worst gun out there. It's not. But to me, I just am not a big fan of this gun overall. For whatever reason, I'm just not a big fan of it. Low damage here, low firepower, tight spread, 2x2 on shells, low coefficients, and really bad ammo typing. But it's really, really tight on spread. So I say it's a solid gun to use for like just regular day basis stuff like campaign farming events, stuff like that. But again, there's just better guns out there, I'd say. I'm just not a big fan of this one. So in terms of whatever it does, I give it a B- for campaign. Farming wise, also B-. When it comes to bossing and stuff, definitely give it I give it C's. I'm just not a big fan of this gun because it just lacks so many things compared to like the other DD guns we have. So not a fan of it, but it is fast though. It is fast. Don't get me wrong. It is one of the faster guns out there. So that's the best part. Actually, no, that's unfair. That's unfair. I'll give it a B-. I'll give it a B-. Giving it a C is unfair. Mainly because if you guys don't want to use the blue DD gun, you can use this gun. Even though Ayanami and Kazugumo aren't known for their reload or whatever, or not reload, their firepower damage, it's still pretty fast. So I can't be mean to this gun. I'll give it B- across the board. I don't want to be too mean. I should be mean, but this is the battleships. I'm not gonna be too mean about it. The next gun I'll talk about is going to be the. Wait. Hold up. 1 second. Okay. Where were we again? We were down here. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Right. The next guy I'll talk about is going to be the. Wait. Did I move this over? Yeah, I did. It's going to be the Twin 114 QFMK4. So this gun right here is known as. Did they even have a nickname? I forgot. I never made this gun. It's a PR3 gun. It's a DD. I don't think it had a gun, but it was from PR3 though, so might have been no, that's not Cheshire's gun for sure. I don't know. It was just there. Anyways though, 25 firepower, 20 anti-air, 13x4 on the volley or whatever. 1 second. What is it called? 1 second. 1 second per volley. 2x2 shells, 125 to 148 on coefficients. Ammo typing is 150 to 20. So this gun right here, I'd say, is probably better than this gun. By all means, like if you were to use this gun, I would just use this gun probably. Like it does pretty much the same thing, same ammo typing, higher, but it has higher coefficients. Basically same reload and more shell damage and more firepower. So this is what I'm talking about right here, guys. Like I would rather use this gun compared to this gun. I'm just like not a big fan of it. So if I were to pick one gun, I would pick this one. So it's basically the same as this one though. Tight spread, 2x2s, but again, it's just higher across the board in stats and basically the same fire rate. So this is pretty much gonna be a gun where I give it similar score, but probably like just a little bit more ratings over it, or not just a little bit more ratings. So I'd say if you're gonna like the other gun, just use this gun. So I'll give it B's because it's a fair gun compared to the previous gun. But again, if you were to compare this gun to like the other guns I have right here, lower in mods, higher in coefficients though, low in firepower as well too. So it's like kind of whatever. But I like the baguette gun more than this gun still. I'm not a big fan of this one. This one was like kind of in the middle of the pack when it comes to DD guns. So I'll give it B's across the board. Assuming I can assign. Please let me assign. Thank you. Wait, did it? Okay, nice. Sorry, I'm getting a little buggy on my Excel spreadsheet. I apologize. So those are those guns right there. I think we're almost done. We have like 4 left. Nice, perfect. Next gun here is the twin 120mm QF Mark 6 or 11, not 6. So this gun is from Gear Labs. Same thing. Wow, we have so many of the similar guns here. So like similar to this one again. So compared to this gun, we have 5 less firepower, 5 more anti-air, more shell damage, a little bit longer on the fire rate, same 2x2 shells, same 0 spread. So this one is more aimed towards if you want to do more damage, but you want to have a slower volley. So like again, if you don't want to do all-out assault ships, you kind of want to use this gun if you had a choice. But even then, personally, I'm just a fan of like Tashkent gun or the baguette gun. So I don't think this gun is the worst. It definitely is pretty good compared to the other guns I'll be talking about as well too. Like this one's like not that bad, but the mods are just, it's not anything like exceptional because it's 150 and 20. They're really good. DD guns have like 120, 60, 60. That's really really good. So actually not a like. Actually, just wait. Hold up. What did I give these guns again? I gave them high bossing rating. That's not the case. I'm no, those guns shouldn't be like high rated. I apologize. It's just I'm not a bit. Hold up. I probably screwed up here. I apologize, guys. Yeah, these are 20 on the whatchamacallit. I'm not a fan of those. We'll give these way lower ratings because I give it a C. I give this B minus, and I'll give this. I'll bump these down because I'm just not a fan of the low mods on these things at all. So those previous 2 guns or whatever, I bumped it down. If you guys want to see here, just not a fan of just how they have low ratings on heavy armor. I gave it way too high. I forgot about the 20 part. That's my fault. I apologize. So doing this, let's go back in, put those in. I think we're on this gun right here, right? Yeah. The no, actually no, we're not. I guess we are. What am I doing? Wait, what are we on again? The this is after the MK4. So this one right here. Yeah, okay. Alright, perfect. So one sec, I put this in. Now I hope I did rarity because I probably didn't do it on the other one. Now we're good. Okay. So this guy right here. Campaign wise, definitely isn't bad because it has pretty good damage to the area. Honestly, it's a fair gun because most of the things are just trade-offs. It just comes down to what you like more. You want more reload or you want more gun damage. Some ships excel at more barrages. Some guns or some DDs excel more at like just doing more damage overall. So I just give it a fair balance. It's like most of the time it's like this right in the middle. I can't really say like what's like the best or whatever, but it's pretty fair. When it comes to bossing though, I give it a B minus because again there's way better options out there. So we'll give it that. Maybe C even. Like this gun is definitely not not that bad. We'll give it C plus. We'll give it C plus. This. No, B minus, B minus. I don't want to be mean. It's like again, guys. Most of these ratings are pretty inaccurate because they perform very similarly compared to other ones. Like you won't see that much difference. So we'll give it this kind of rating. Even though like this one right here is better than like this one. This one's just faster. So like that's the trade-off. Like some ships are just like some ships want faster guns, some ships wants more damage guns. Overall though, I think more DDs want the faster ones, so I could lower a bit lower, but well, it doesn't really matter too much. I don't care too much about it. All right, next DD gun we talk about. I want to skip this one, even though it's like pretty decent. For the most part, it's like a cheap excess gun right here that you get from just farming. Personally, it's not the worst. It's pretty nice spread, but it's super slow. I personally say if you want to use a cheap gun, just go with the other one I talked about earlier, the 127s. This one right here isn't bad though, but like not a huge fan of it. There's just so many 2x2s that are just like way better. Just go with the singles, honestly. Just do it. Next gun we're talking about is the early introduction of gold DD guns. One of the earliest best in slots, the one twin 127mm 5-inch 38 MK38. So this gun right here, DD as always for Eagle Union. 20 firepower, 25 anti-air, 15x4 on the damage, 1.53 on the volley, 2x2 shells, 110, 130 coefficients, and 120, 60, 60 on ammo typing. So ammo typing is good, but coefficients are bad. For the most part, this gun is still usable to this very day. It doesn't really excel much nowadays because it's been power crept very, very heavily, so it doesn't hang with the big boys as often anymore. But you can still get some value out of it. It has really nice anti-air stat for just padding on DDs if you need anti-air stat. So it's good ammo typing, but again, there's just better options out there nowadays. But definitely isn't the worst gun out there when it comes to DD. But it doesn't really excel much either nowadays anyway, so that's the bad part. That is the bad part. So overall rating for this, I'd probably give it just the regular solid. Campaign isn't hard, so we'll give it a BB there. Bossing definitely isn't the best nowadays, but again, still usable. Lower on coefficients, good on ammo typing, pretty slow on the rate of fire. Low on firepower as well too, and it's a 2x2, so it's like whatever. I'm giving it this rating. I don't care. I'm giving it this rating. So next one here is going to be the almost done. Thank God. Right here, this guy right here. So the twin 28 MMs, 45 SKC 41. So this one right here is very, very good because it has 30 firepower, 15 anti-air, 16x4 on the damage. Shells like this. Very, very nice. 1.5 on the volley, 0 spread, 2x2 shells, 120 on 142 on coefficients, very nice. And ammo typing is 90, 70, 40. So this gun right here, the reason why it's good is because it has 10 more ammo typing on medium compared to the next good gun. Then like the highest right now is usually HE, which is like 60, but this one right here is 70 when it comes to medium armor, which is really, really good for a lot of bosses because most bosses in the game are medium armor. So this gun is actually really, really good. This is why like a lot of people say make this gun in gear labs because it's so good for medium armor content, which is majority of the game. So it's really, really, really good. So personally, my rating for this gun, because I do like this gun, it's really good. Campaign wise, it performs like any other gun. It has a really decent spread though, don't get me wrong, so we'll give it a solid B for sure because it's really solid ammo typing there. Maybe B plus, but we'll go with B. Now bossing, when it comes to medium, I give this an A because it's just 70 is really, really good. But here's the issue. Again, when it comes to bossing and stuff, the big takeaway is that you want to use, okay, for battleships and other cruiser guns, or at least battleships, you want to have 35 firepower because you get more firepower for backline BBs, right? So it's not best of slot there, but it's definitely a decently accessible one because you get from Gear Labs, so it's like decently easy to get. Even though it's 5 firepower off, it's still decent. It can be fit onto onto light cruisers and heavy cruisers that do need this gun. Definitely a good option there. And for DDs, the best DDs to use again are like Kazagumo and Shimakaze. They don't want this gun, so it's kind of not needed there. But it is a solid option to use on gunboats. So that's why I'm giving it the A. It may not be the best slot for battleships or bossing destroyers, but it's still a very, very good option for gunboats like um Azuma, whatever heavy cruiser, light cruisers that could use these guns. It's still a very solid option to put on these things. So that's why I like it a lot on those kind of boats. So overall, very, very solid. All right, next we have one of the best DD guns in the game, the Tashkent gun. So this gun right here, 35 firepower, 15 by 6 on the damage on the shells, 1.73 seconds on the volley, 3 by 2 shells, 0 spread, 125 to 148 on coefficients. Ammo typing is 155 and 25. So the reason why this gun is absolutely bonkers, and I mean absolutely bonkers, like this gun is absolutely crazy, is that this gun, even though it has low ammo typing, which I told you guys is a very key factor when it comes to deciding whether a DD gun is good or not, is that it shoots 6 shells per volley in a 3x2 formation. Pretty slow on the volley, but at an angle or at a spread of 0, high coefficients, it is very, very good. This is basically a best in slot for a lot of ships, especially USS battleships that can't use light cruiser guns. This is pretty much one of the best guns to use when it comes to those kind of battleships, if not the best for suicide bombers and stuff. So this gun, you pretty much want to put on any DDs that just wants to do some kind of damage with their firepower. It is so good. High coefficients, very good 6 shell damage on volleys, slow on reload, but that's whatever. 0 spread, 35 firepower is just such a good gun. Such a good gun. Like the other guns we have is like a 2x2, does like mediocre damage, has good ammo typing maybe, but this one right here, this is on a whole new level. This Tashkent gun is on par with the Baguette gun by all means. Like these two, to this very day, even after all these years, they're just too good. These two guns are just on a different level compared to every other DD guns in the game. It's just way too good. Very, very comparable in damage. It's overall, just really good. So, overall rating for this gun, I give it A's, baby. It's just too good. Definitely deserves to have all this because, again, it's just way too good. Now, bossing and stuff, it may be kind of whatever. But, on damaged boats at least, like DDs or just gunboats, because it has low heavy armor mods or whatever, and some light ammo mods kind of low too. It isn't the best at medium armor, but it's a best in slot for one of the best battleships in the game, New Jersey. So we're giving it the A ranking. We're giving it the A ranking, so we're putting it there. But it doesn't really matter too much. So just have 35 firepower in New Jersey, you're good to go. So we're giving it A's though. It's really good. Probably unfair, but whatever, I'm sticking by those ratings. I don't care. Scrolling down some more. I think this is the last one. The last gun right here is going to be the Twin 135mm model 1938. 30 firepower, 50 anti-air, 17 by 4 on the damage on the shells, 1.6 on the volley, 2 by 2 shells, 120, 242 on coefficients, and the ammo typing is SAP 9595 on 25. So this DD gun actually has a lot of medium armor mods, but I don't really call this gun to be like absolutely amazing. I think it was kind of like a whatever DD gun. I'm like not a huge fan of it, but it was like kind of whatever. Now I don't know the reason as to why I don't like this gun. I remember there's a reason as to why. 2x2 definitely isn't the worst. No, I think it's actually a good medium armor gun. Yeah, I think it is a good medium armor gun. So I don't have the spread of it right now, but judging by 2x2 and 0 spread, I can tell it's like a regular 2x2. It's actually not that bad. Yeah, this DD gun is actually not that bad. I lied. It's not a bad DD gun. It's actually pretty good. So to me personally, I don't think this gun is that bad at all. So we'll give it a fair rating because I never made this gun because I never needed it because I'm always a fan of 35 firepower guns. So bear in mind, probably not giving it the proper rating here, but I'll just go with what I think. Campaign is a 2x2, decent like average rate of fire, 0 spread. 95/95 is a really good split though, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I'll give this a fair rate. I'll give it a B. Not V. I'll give it a B. Bossing. There is a lot of boss nowadays that is medium. I want to give it an A. Do I want to give it an A? I feel like I should give it an A. But here's the issue though. Probably on gunboats is where I would use this because, well, this gun's also very limited as well too because you only get one of these. So, I feel like this gun here is, how do I want to put this gun? Do I just give it a B plus? I'm just gonna give it I'll give it an A. I feel like it deserves an A because it has just really good medium armor mods. If you use it as a secondary for like gunboats, it's really, really good. I wouldn't put this on like battleships like New Jersey or DDs because there's just better options out there, especially for the good DDs out in the game for bossing. But it definitely is a very solid option when it comes to gunboats. Again, though, actually, hold up. Wait a second. I want to see something real quick. Okay, never mind. So yeah, I give this a solid option because it's really good on gunboats because 95/95 on light and medium armor is really good, so it's really good there. But on heavy armor though, it's just 25 is like whatever though. So I give it this rating. I'm not sure if I reviewed this DD gun. Maybe I have, but I'll just give it that rating. So again, guys, this isn't the most accurate depiction of DD guns, is what I think. Personally, I'm very lazy when it comes to DD guns because all I do nowadays is slap on the baguette gun or Tashkent gun and call it a day. Even though Tashkent gun is very limited and DD and the baguette gun is only accessible through like Iris War Archives nowadays. I just use these guns. I don't really bother about it. I also do want to point out that someone in my Discord wrote this about a year ago when it comes to just DD stuff. You guys want to read it? So Weeb Game LOL wrote this in my Discord about a year ago, and he said basically this when it comes to destroyer content. So again, heavy armor, baguette guns really good. Medium armor, the Gear Labs KMS gun, then Tashkent gun, and also baguette gun falls in this order as well too. And when it comes to light armor, Tashkent gun, baguette gun, and then there's the gun from PR3 or whatever. So again, he talks about the torpedo guns as well too, which is basically you want fast guns as possible. So use these guns right here. I personally just use this for everything. The 76mm, the blue gun, but it's still okay because I feel DDs don't. Some of the DDs are really good, like Shimkaze and Kazuguma for bossing. They just don't do that much damage when it comes to firepower. I just toss in more reload and just go with it. Performance wise, it's very similar. A lot of these guys perform very similarly, so you won't get like the biggest results. But again, this is what I think. If you want to listen to it, by all means, go for it. I'm not the most professional when it comes to DD guns because I don't use DDs often because haha, I'm a DDist, right? So that's just what I think. So I'll throw on the board for you guys the chart as to what I think the best ones are. I'm not going to categorize them too much. I'll just put them in a general box to give you guys an idea of which ones are the good ones and which ones are kind of like the whatever ones. Just follow along accordingly. Don't take it for granted though. It's just I group them up based on just what I see and just what I use personally every day nowadays. So don't think too much of it. Most DD guns nowadays just toss in 35 firepower, just toss in whatever is fast, and just go along with it. Everything. A lot of these guns are just side upgrades or just like barely an upgrade or barely a downgrade compared to the next best gun. So that's pretty much it. Anyways though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. That covers all the guns I want to talk about for my guides. We'll be covering planes next. That will be fun. So see you guys then. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, see you guys next video.